Hello and welcome to the third AARP New Jersey Fraud Facebook Friday of 2025. I'm Carmen Falcon, an AARP New Jersey volunteer and your host for today's conversation. With the development of artificial intelligence, impersonation scams are on the rise. According to the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, known as the SEC, the FBI Criminal Investigative Division, and the SEC's Office of Investor Education and Advocacy has seen increases in tips, complaints, and referrals involving impersonations of investment professionals, including registered representatives and investment advisor representatives. Today, Kate Thompson, Regional Outreach and Communications Coordinator for the SEC, joins us to share information on impersonation fraud and how we can protect ourselves and our loved ones. According to USA.gov, the Securities and Exchange Commission oversees securities exchanges, security brokers and dealers, investment advisors, and mutual funds. Now, Kate, thank you so much for joining us today on this summer day. A little cloudy today, but it's a summer day, so it's a good thing. What kind of people do fraudsters tend to impersonate the most in this impersonation scams?
Sure. Thanks so much, Carmen. Before I start, I just have to give a quick disclaimer, and that is that the information that is provided today in my official capacity as the Commission's Regional Outreach and Communications Coordinator and does not necessarily reflect the views of the Commission, the Commissioners, or other members of the staff. So impersonators, first off, go to great lengths to conceal their identity. Impersonators have become so sophisticated in the wake of technological advancements with the development of artificial intelligence or AI. It is very easy for someone to pretend to be someone else. So social media has made it easier than ever also for these impersonators to reach out and contact people and contact investors. So many times impersonators are impersonating government employees, like they're pretending to be employees of the SEC, and they are reaching out to people in a variety of different ways. They're using email or cell phones, messages on social media, anything to get to somebody. So you should be skeptical, and that's important to remember. Question things. Be skeptical when somebody is reaching out to you out of the blue and pretending or saying they're a government employee or saying they're an investment advisor. If someone's coming out of the blue and contacting you, it's always important to, be a little skeptical and, do some investigating on your own. You'll hear me talk about that a lot today, is doing independent verification and checking to see if the person who is contacting you is who they say they are. Because again, impersonating someone is becoming easier than ever these days. So not only are they impersonating being government employees, they're also impersonating being private sector employees or investment advisors. So they are, many of the times using real names, or they're creating websites that look a lot like the real websites. Because again, easier than ever for someone to go on and create a website and pretend to be someone that they are not.
It's quite scary, right? Because even when I do searches on other things, AI is the one that comes up first as the tool, the vehicle that's giving you information. So if I did have a situation that I did get a call from someone that's saying that they represent so-and-so company or an investor, politely, what should I say to cut off the conversation so that I can do my own investigation? What kind of things can I say?
So if impersonators are pretending to be someone they're not and they're trying to get information out of you, a lot of the times it's better to be safer than sorry and not give that information away. You could take down their name and telephone number if they were giving it to you, but then you should really be going on the internet yourself and trying to find out where that agency is, call that agency off a phone number that isn't given to you by that person, or you're not clicking a link that's driving you to a site that's given to you by that person. Okay. You need to independently go and find an avenue to verify that that person is who they say that they are.
Okay. Now, what are some of the ways that these fraudsters conceal their identities to lure us into their scams?
So many times they are pretending to be someone that they're not. And they are, making up a story. Like if it's for a government employee, they're saying that you owe a fine or a toll. That's been very prevalent lately. A lot of people getting those types of texts saying that they owe easy pass money or toll money. So they claim they're from a bank and they say that there's something wrong with their account. Or they'll pretend someone to be someone that for instance, the grandparent scam that we've all become aware of, where they're saying that's their grandchild and you're in distress. So along with that, they're creating these websites. They're using photos or likenesses of investment professionals or firms to look like they are someone who they say they are not. Even with your cell phone, when the number comes up, a lot of the times that can be a spoofed number. So they're using that kind of as a cloak to get to you so that you believe it is somebody who it isn't. So again, changing their true identity is using voice changing software, messaging services, or AI generated content. So again, it's just really important to take a minute, take your time, question what is going on, and again, independently verify.
You've got to be constant on the alert. It seems that way, right? Because in all respects, emails, actually phone calls at home or on your phone, on your cell phone. All right. So what are some of the steps that we can take to lower our chances of becoming a victim of an impersonation scam?
So my first piece of advice would be if someone is contacting you unexpectedly, if someone has contacted you out of the blue, if you're not sure that that call or message is real, reach out to the business or the organization and use that contact information that you looked up yourself and that to be true to, again, independently verify. And I'm just going to say that again. Use the contact information that you have found yourself to independently verify that the person that has reached out to you is who they say they are. The second thing would be don't trust your caller ID. We've talked about the spoofing of the phone numbers. Make sure that your caller ID could say anything. That is what a spoof is. So don't necessarily trust that information. That call could be coming from anywhere in the world. And thirdly, don't click on links in unexpected emails or text messages or social media. Scammers are using those emails and messages to look like they are a government agency or a business, and they're really designed to steal your money and your personal information.
I've actually gotten calls with my name on my caller ID.
Yeah, it is treacherous out there. It is exhausting to have to question everything, but it's really important to take the time to verify because although it is work up front, I think it's a lot easier to verify from the beginning and investigate in the beginning than trying to unravel a mess at the end.
Agree. I totally agree. Thank you, Kate. This information will help protect our viewers and their loved ones. Now, if someone has been a victim of one of these schemes, how can they report it?
So we have a great website. It's called investor.gov, and that's investor.gov. And one of the things that you can do on that website is report to the SEC if you believe even that you have been the victim of an imposter scam or really any sort of investment scam. So you can go on our website and there is a link there where you can contact the SEC and that information will come to us, and that's a great place to start if you believe that you have been a victim of a scam. And don't be afraid to complain. Like that is something like if you believe something has happened, it's better to report it. So if you suspect a fraud, you can also file a complaint with us by calling us if you don't want to go on investor.gov. And you can call the SEC at 1-800 1-800-732-0330. And I'll say that again. You can report that fraud or questionable practices to the SEC by calling 1-800-732-0330.
Wow, that's wonderful. Now, thank you again for the information you've given us today. In wrapping up, any closing thoughts for our viewers?
Sure. So just to go over some quick points, some basic points, and really the takeaways of this conversation today would be to ask questions and check out the answers. Fraudsters are really relying on the fact that people are just simply not going to investigate. They are not going to do the research before they invest and hand over their money. It's not enough to ask for information or references. Fraudsters have no incentive to set you straight. So the onus is really on you. Savvy investors need to take the time to do their own independent research, independently verify. And a really good sounding board many times can be your friends and family. If you're feeling unsure of something, talk to somebody that you trust about it. And it's just good to have that sounding board and take that moment to share with people who really care about you before, you're giving away personal information or your money. And make sure that you understand the investment. There's always risks involved in investment and with the company's history, but just make sure that you fully understand what you're getting yourself into. Another point I'd like to make is that you should just never trust someone's integrity based on how he or she sounds. Imposters are really good at, trying to convince you to trust them. Mm-hmm. They're trying to gain your trust to get that information from you, to get that money from you. So con artists can have very polite manners. They will seem very friendly and many times lead older investors to accept their advice when people should not. And finally, just to drive my favorite point home that we've talked about so many times is don't rush into anything. There is really no rush when it comes to investing. And always verify someone when you are giving them your account information. And if you suspect that anybody is falsely claiming to be an investment professional, do not hand over your information. Do not hand over your money.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kay, for joining us today. You have provided valuable information. We do need to be vigilant at all times. Question everything. Review things, follow up, reach out to other people to confirm if they know these individuals, or contact actually the SEC as well. So thank you much for that information. Now, if you're concerned that you have been scammed, you can reach a trained volunteer at AARP Fraud Watch Network helpline at 877-908-3360. Again, that's 877-908-3360. If you'd like more information and resources on fraud and scams from AARP New Jersey, please visit aarp.org/NJFightsFraud. Again, that's aarp.org/NJFightsFraud. If you're interested in learning more about free fun events, special offers, and the latest news from AARP, text the word YES to email to 50757. Again, yes to email to 50757 to receive a one-time text from AARP with a link to sign up for emails and learn about what AARP has to offer. Message and data rates may apply. We hope you've learned something new today about how you can stay safe from fraud and scams. Thank you and have a great day.